All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are joined by both Price brothers and special treat, David Price, Nonito Donaire, also in the building. I'm actually glad you're here, David. I had no clue. Rachel did not mention it. But when I'm doing my research, I'm like, damn, some of these questions Dylan ain't going to be able to answer. But here you are. And I see you making the rounds, man. I came across your social media posts. You know, the reels are powerful these days. And that little reel that you made talking about Al Heyman made it to my timeline. So, yeah, man, you're doing your thing. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm good. If you can, talk a little bit closer into the mic. Nonito, what's up? How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed to be working with them.
Man, I'm happy to have you, man. I feel like we're family after our little trip in Acapulco. But how are you, Devin?
I'm good.
All right. Dylan?
Great.
So let's get started. My first question is, what made you guys come to Las Vegas for training camp?
Well, my dad brought us out to finish off camp with Nonito because he's helping my dad train us now. So
Yeah, I wanted to ask, because you had Nonito obviously come to Jersey, come to you. How long was he out there, and what was the decision process to bring Nonito on board?
well, me and my dad brought it to me. My dad brought it to me and said he felt like Nonito would be a great addition to our camp. So my dad brought him out, and the rest was history. Like, we love working with Nonito. I feel like he's the perfect fit for us. And, yeah.
What is it that you love about him?
Everything. Like, he's a 9-time world champion. Easy to work with. He's not, like, overbearing. And I think he's a good coach. And I think him and my dad work good together.
So
And Rachel, too.
So what have you, I guess, been gaining in this training camp? What can you take away?
Y'all see February 18th. It's been so much, like, between my dad and Nonito, new things that I've been learning, that it just felt like this camp felt like I had to learn boxing all over again.
Pops, why bring Nonito on board? What was that decision like for you? One, honestly, that I got to say, from the outside looking in, you don't see too many parent trainers seek help, want to bring in other help. Okay. So what was that like for you, and what made you choose to bring in Nonito of all possible candidates?
Right, good question. I think I've always been looking for that assistant or that person that could help get us to the next level. I brought in other coaches. I brought in Steve Breadman. We worked for a little bit. Of course, we worked with Floyd Mayweather Sr. We worked together for a little bit, and everybody was good. Everybody's training is somewhat similar. When we met Nonito, and the only thing I could say is it was just a revelation or something given by God, because he started telling us stuff that he said to us. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I don't know if you're praying for it or whatever, and we had been praying for exactly what he was telling us. So we look at this as being divinely inspired, seriously. And when we brought him down, the stuff that Nonito was showing, it was totally different. It was from a different model from anything I've ever seen. And I knew that I wanted to be a part of that, and that's why he was brought here, to bring in a difference.
I'm curious, did this interaction come about at the convention in Orlando?
No, actually in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico.
Convention. That's where we first
Puerto
met.
Rico. Okay.
I just had them take a picture, and then Nonito just start, and he said, I don't know why I'm telling you this. I don't even know what I'm saying. And for a prophet, I know what he was doing. And he was just saying things that he just didn't know why, but we knew why.
Now, Nonito, obviously you're a Hall of Fame fighter, been around the block a few times. But your father, so for you to, in a sense, pack up, take things to New Jersey, you must see something, obviously, in both the Price brothers, and obviously something with David and the vision. So what is it that you see, and obviously having that belief to be able to be like, yeah, I'll come bring camp to New Jersey and be able to work with them in their backyard?
Well, for me, it was more of like, it's more of the effort that they showed, right? I didn't even know who they were. I've never seen their fight or anything like that. But for some reason, like with me, I'm always open to people. Like, I always am the big believer, when you seek, you shall find. And when they were seeking for something, they brought me out. I mean, I was just talking to them about my mental state, how important the mind game is. And then when we were talking about it, I started sharing more about fighting and all of that stuff. And then, a few weeks after that, we ended up hooking up in Jersey. They brought me out there with Rachel. And one thing with me is it doesn't matter who you are. You can be the best fighter in the world and you seek out for me, but if you don't give me 100%, I'm out. I don't got time for that. I'm here to help people to get to that next level of what they want. And I see these guys, they were pushing, and what I do is not easy. What Rach does is not easy. We've had world champion fall behind, and we're not going to wait. You got to rise up to the occasion. And I've seen that these guys have done that.
So how was your time out there in Jersey, man? I know it's a lot colder than over here.
It was colder. It was interesting. It was definitely interesting. There were just a lot of differences in people's views, because, we are not the typical African American or Caucasian, we're Asian, so some place would look at us like Caucasian would look at us like, So our experience was great, with them. It was great with them. Everybody was just very helpful. And for some reason, we were at Jersey and Philly, but for some reason I always belong in Philly. Like they always welcome me in Philly. I know Brother Nassim back in the days when I was in the Silver Gloves when I was like 12, 13. He was always helping me. For some reason, people in Philly always love me. I don't know. They always help me out. So. I guess that's the connection that we have too, and we were just kind of like we just clicked.
That's great. That's great. So Dylan, man, what's going on, man? How are you feeling?
Felt great. We 5 days away. I'm ready to get back in there, put on the show everything I've been working on, and perform.
Bantamweight division, right?
Yes, sir.
So you and your brother gonna be debuting on the same card.
Well, I mean, not debuting, but
My brother.
I mean, obviously he's
Yeah,
debuting.
Yeah.
yo, I wanted
He's
to ask
defending-
because
he's
it's a
defending his
pro-am, right?
No.
It's not a pro-am show.
No. He's defending his belt.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I thought it was a pro-am show. So honestly, I was like,
Now, you guys gotta hear Dave talk about this promotion. I mean, he has his grand vision, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty dope. It's people don't really come into a promotion and they'll do the same thing. Oh, they got the professional, and everybody's just waiting. But you gotta hear it from him what he has entailed for the viewers.
Yeah.
no, I mean, I know definitely, Dave. Obviously, you've been kind of putting your son on his own show and letting him build that area up and been doing a really good job at it. Tell us about the show. I mean, we heard Dylan say here 5 days out, but for the first time now, you got two sons going the same night, at least under the pro. The pro rules. So what's that like, not just from a trainer standpoint, but from a promoter standpoint, and what can the people expect come Saturday night?
From a promoter standpoint, it's exciting because we're doing something that nobody has ever done. I have two sons, I have two fights, and that is the card. We're putting on live entertainment. We're going to have comedians. We're going to have singers, very good comedians. And then we're going to have two fights. So I'm excited as a promoter that the PA commission actually approved me to have just two fights. So I'm excited about that. As a father, I'm super excited that both of my boys are fighting on the same card. And I'm even more excited because Nonito and also Jerry have been working with Devin. So I feel totally confident. He's fighting a guy 6-10, a 16-fight veteran. So I had some reservations, but what we're doing with Devin, I feel comfortable. Dylan is fighting a very tough fighter. And I was looking, I said we might have even had some concerns going into this fight had I not had the assistance of Nito. Really not even the assistance. I'm assisting him, and I don't have a problem with that. But I'm just excited from the perspective of the father and the promoter because it's like he said, it's different. I'm different. We don't have to take the same paths. So to have two fights on one card, I'm just excited to see how that goes.
That's definitely a big risk. And I wanted to ask, obviously the confidence is there because you didn't feel like you needed other fights to fill the show. Your two sons, Definitely enough to sell the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about bringing in other entertainment acts and, just the thought process behind that. Obviously something different. And I think, shit, to me, it's kind of something cool in the sense that I get to go out and have a kind of all-in-one night.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I get
Right.
to watch the fights. I get to have me a laugh.
Yep.
I get to vibe out. You said it's some musical acts as
Yep.
well, right?
Yep.
So just the thought process of putting on a show, because that's what it seems like
That's
you're
exactly
doing here.
what we're doing. Yep. So yeah, it was just doing something different. To be honest, my heart is with my sons. That's why I'm in the sport. I don't do the amateurs anymore because Devin is out of the amateurs. So when it comes to promoting, I really primarily got involved to promote Dylan. Now Devin is a pro. I want to promote Dylan and Devin. I really don't have an interest to promote other fighters. So why would I waste your time? Why would I give you 50% when I'm going to tell you? And I did the same thing in management. I really wouldn't manage anybody near my weight because that would be unfair. It's always going to be based on what's good for my son. So being that way up front, it would just, I can help you in other areas, but it really wouldn't make sense for me to put my time into you because this is where my focus is.
So what happens when Dylan continues to grow, Devin continues to grow, and it's like, well, now we need a bigger venue?
Yeah, this will be Dylan's last fight at this venue.
So I say that because obviously now it's like bigger venue, more seats to fill. Do you continue the same entertainment aspect of putting on a show and not just sticking to boxing, but adding the musical acts and the comedians, or you kind of like figure that out when you get there?
No, I don't figure things out. I plan things out. I'm very strategic in what I do. So if you see me doing something, I have 6 other things that I've already thought out. So we have what's called DKP Productions or DKP Entertainment. So it's going to consist of live entertainment, performers, all of the things that I'm currently doing. So they're just my acts. I created 2 television shows. They'll be premiered on the pay-per-view, featuring my boys, which were actually commercials. So we'll get to showcase our talent, and this is a part of our talent. So if you're not part of our talent, why would I really showcase you?
So it's not just boxing to you.
No.
They're acting,
Yes.
getting their debuts in.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yep.
Love
so
that.
We have a show that we're creating, the Dylan the Real Deal show. Devin is actually a spinoff. It's Devin Baby Boy Christian. So it's a fictitious reality show. Certain parts are fictitious. Then we have a couple shows that'll be shown on the broadcast. What Would You Do? In the barbershop, they both play in those. So it's marketing my sons in various mediums.
That's amazing.
So what's the capacity for this venue?
For this one, it's 450 seated, then 150 more on the standing, so we could get about 600 in. That's why we brought in the pay-per-view on this one. We sold out the last time. We sold out in 3 days. We had lines around the corner. That's why we said, okay, we're going to stay with our venue for this one, and then we'll go pay-per-view. After this, we're looking at getting our own venue. This venue currently is my daughter's. Devin will take over this venue, and Dylan will bless the next one.
So after this, you separate cards.
Yes, Devin, and that's also important. I think is brothers.
Mm-hmm.
That even though it's the Price brothers, it's still Dylan Price and it's still Devin Price. They're individuals.
And I mean, they're individuals, not just in the ring, but in real life
That's
too.
right.
So it's like I think that you'll get Devin to do things in the same venue that we didn't see Dylan do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's amazing what you're doing. So Devin, for you, obviously.
Wait, but for Devin, you're going to continue the same route?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So he'll be in this venue alone?
No, we'll have someone else with him. At that point, we may.
But
have a
he'll
couple
be
of
the
fighters.
main event?
Yes, he'll be the main event at all times.
Oh, wow.
And the commission has already stepped it up. I mean, for me to get a fight for Devin, 4-round, 135, we just got the fight last week. I mean, he wouldn't approve. No 0-3 guys.
I
1-3.
wanted to ask you why the 6-10, especially with the issues that you guys went through,
Mm-hmm.
here in Vegas
Right.
with Dylan, where you guys had an opponent with experience
Mm-hmm.
who ended up popping hot, but
Right.
that experience, more or less showed, regardless. was there any concern, or that was a commission thing for you?
Yeah, that was a commission.
Okay.
I would have liked the 0-3 guy. He just wouldn't pass it. And these were guys that I had got approved for other guys in previous fights. But I think that Price name carried a little weight, and he was very difficult.
Yeah,
but
he would send stuff on me, man. He would send stuff. I'm like, we could get this guy. I'm like, we could try it, And then, he'll send some stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I think that guy has too much experience, but that's what they're telling us to do.
Right.
So.
But I think we got a guy that's, with what Nonito's been working on, we should be fine.
So for Devin, obviously 4-rounder, how quick do you see him progressing? Because obviously, if he's already fighting guys with 16 professional fights, I could imagine we may not see the traditional 4-rounders, 6-rounder.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? What's the plan as far as that?
You're asking all the right questions too, because we've had these conversations.
Well, you on the right damn show.
right.
That's the thing. I don't know where you've been at, but. I feel like you guys all know, and it's funny because this happens to us a lot. You and Ness had your relationship, me and Dylan have had ours, so you on the right show. That's all. That's all it is.
That. But we said that with Devin that this is the blessings and the curse of being the brother of Dylan Price and the son of David Price. You have some doors open. Your debut, you on the Boxing Voice, but your debut, you're gonna have to fight a guy 6 and 10. So it's blessings and curse that come with that. So you gonna be on a faster track than Dylan was. I made sure we went down south. We took a RV and we went and fought a guy and got him out in 30 seconds. That's not gonna happen. Well, it could happen, but it's gonna be a different path with Devin, especially if we're looking at you as being a main event fighter. We're gonna have to take a little bit more chances. Always calculated risk, but a little more risk.
Now for you, Devin, obviously seeing your pops do it, seeing your brother do it. How does that make you feel? Because now it's time, right? Like any questions that there could have been, your time to answer it is Saturday night and moving forward. So how does that make you feel? And is there any added pressure, given that you fighting a guy with more experience? There's gonna be more eyes on you versus what maybe Dylan had to go through on his rise up.
If I didn't have the training camp that I had, I probably would have felt more pressure. But we had a 9-week training camp. It's been going great. Coach Nonito been showing us stuff that I've never seen before. My dad been on us heavy, so I'm in tip-top shape. Feel like the best I've ever been. So I'm not whoever put in front of me. I feel like I'm gonna do my thing. So.
Now for you, this is your first training camp as a professional, so you may not necessarily notice the training camp experience, or maybe you do because obviously you're there with your brother. But I wanted to ask, just what are the differences that you notice without giving too much out, because you do got that fight coming up. But what are the differences that you notice in this camp that you like? Yeah, Coach Nonito added that. Coach Nonito sharpened this tool. He was able to add this to my arsenal. What are some of those things that you've been able to pick up during this camp?
I don't want to give out too much of the tricks, but just small things, the small things that matter. It's a thinking game. It's all chess. Everything is calculated. If I do this because I expect them to do this, and it just keep going on.
And for you, Dylan, obviously you've had the professional training camp, so you can fully speak on those differences. Just again, whatever you can say. What do you feel Nonito and Rachel have been able to add to the arsenal and add to the toolbox?
Nonito and Rach, they added a lot of things. I can't really speak on too much, but all I can say is tune in February 18th. But they added a lot of things, a lot of wisdom, and I'm just happy that my dad brought them to be a part of the team.
Now I'm curious, Nonito, please tell me you took him to Mount Charleston.
Not yet.
Whoa.
But do you know who the first person that ran up there? Was me. I showed it to Lenars, I showed it to all the guys, I showed it to everybody. Now they go run at my route. But our training is different now too. One thing that we're known Rach is known in Vegas as someone that people just can't walk over with. Her workout, people. There's a few people that threw up. They were able to push forward. But they got shaky legs at the end of the day. So in the physical aspect of things, we want to bring all of that stuff. I mean, aside from the boxing one thing that we bring as our team is Rach in the physical realm will bring the best of your physical ability. For me, the mental realm, not only is the strategy that we put together, but the mental aspect of me, the way I teach it is different. I think it's a strength that you can utilize in maximizing what you work for. Sometimes you see a lot of the guys what they call gym champions, right? They're so good in the gym, and when they get into the fight, they don't show up. And something that I show these guys is the mindset. How strong your mind is, how strong you're gonna be performing in the fight. And that's something that this team has got the blessing on with the physical and the mental. Now it's really just up to them to accomplish the victory the way they want it, is because we put a good game plan in the first place as well.
I gotta ask, you having been world champion so many years and having such a successful career, when you look at obviously the unique method that David Price has with his sons, I ain't never seen no 2-fight card. That's something very unique and something that I honestly applaud, because I think that crossing over is important. But from a trainer's aspect, was there any concern like maybe he has them doing too much, or how'd you view it? Because it is a unique situation and something we don't see every day.
Well, for me, I don't really go out and seek information with what's going on outside. The way they're showing up inside my time is what I only care about, and they've shown up in my time. They've shown up, they pushed it. There's times that they didn't do what I wanted them to do, but we have a conversation. So what, this is what's happening, and I want you to do it this way. And so the next time they go back in the ring in sparring, they do exactly what we were working on. And I think that's a great, when your coachability is on a high level, anybody can make you go on the next level of what you can perform, because you listen and you do what you need to do. But for me, again, outside of the ring, whatever they need to do, they're gonna do. For me, they ask me how to cut the weight and all that stuff. I'm like, you know what? Hey, this is what. Go to this spot. Go to this spot, and then I need you to do this. I need you to do that, and they follow it. Now they look healthy. They look strong, and they're where they're supposed to be in weight.
How do you feel, Dylan?
Feel great.
Compared to previous camps, making, obviously you ain't on a scale yet, but what you feel 4 or 5 days out. Right. What that feels like.
Yeah,
so how you feel?
My body don't feel depleted and stuff like that. I feel strong mentally, physically, and I'm just ready to get in there and fight. Now I'm just and that's another thing Nonito taught us, just meditate. And my dad tell me all the time too, just visualizing the fight. So the last week, I don't really talk too much. I like to be by myself. I like to work out. In silence sometimes. I'll work out late at night. Last night, we went to the gym, 2 in the morning? We couldn't sleep. So I just said, let's go to the gym. I told my assistant, stay home. I told my dad. My dad was up working, but we went to the gym. So that's just where I'm at the last week.
Now, has this been the first time? Because I know obviously you was you have fought in Vegas and you was with Mayweather Promotions, but have you ever done a camp in Vegas?
Nah, I never. I did a camp in Colorado Springs at the Olympic Training Center when I was an amateur, but as a pro, I didn't do an outside camp. But I like it because it's less distractions. Everybody blowing up my phone. I be waking up. I was telling my dad this morning. I be waking up to 100 calls, 100 text messages, but I just put my phone on do not disturb. Can't nobody reach me or nothing like that while I'm out here. So I actually love being away at training camp.
And obviously something Dad and you guys look forward to doing for the future camps, working coming to Vegas.
Definitely.
Really like this.
And earlier too.
So kind of like full camp type of thing?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't really get them to go do a lot of the stuff is it's new and it's really close to the fight when they came in. So I don't want anything different where their body is sore and they take away 2 or 3 days off of it because they're trying to recover. One thing I wanted to go in is get the physical training like they're used to, but nothing new in the sense that will take them out for a couple of days because they're not used to it. So we just try to maximize everything that we can in this training camp, and then when we start the next one, all of that stuff will be introduced.
No, that makes Makes plenty of sense, obviously. Especially, it's not like you guys opened camp up here, then went back to the East Coast. You guys were closing camp up out here. So, I'm a big advocate. Well, I think we both are, and that's for training camps in Vegas. I feel like, camps
Best
in
of the
Vegas.
best.
Yeah, I just feel like, he says it all the time. Being from Jersey, he's like, yeah, back East, they work with you in sparring. They don't work with you out here.
No, that's a fight out here.
Well,
It's crazy.
And
It's funny because that's exactly what it was. They were asking me who was sparring and stuff like that. I'm like, we're just gonna throw you guys out there, man. Whoever's in the building and they want to spar, I'll talk to them and we'll make it happen. We'll go this much amount of rounds and we'll go back and forth with them and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter how much experience they have. You're gonna have to show up. If you can show up in here, you can show up anywhere. And that's what I was, growing up. For me, it was always a fight. It was always a fight. And I told him, like, if especially with he was worried about Dev because Dev don't have a fight yet as a professional, but he has the amateur experience. But at the same time, you get guys out there with a lot of records. So Pops was like, who are we sparring? I'm like, don't worry about it, man. If we need to, I'll step in there. But I believe in the learning experience of the hardship of being with these guys who have experience.
Yep.
That helped me a lot too.
Yeah.
What's that?
The sparring at Top Rank, like sparring the best guys, don't know who
Oh,
you
yeah.
sparring.
and you definitely ain't need nobody to step in for him.
Yo,
Nah.
and let me tell you, for one, that's good, right? Because if somebody stepping in, shit then went the wrong way. But nah, let me tell you, man, I've got put on to some gems in Top Rank, guys that you don't know.
Right.
I'm talking like, bro, guys deep on the undercard, and we making calls like, yo, this the one. Bet this way, because it's like, man, the work that's put in the gym, you don't see it really nowhere else. Like, I feel like the gym speak louder than anything else.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Like, I'm to the point now where it's like, I ain't been in the game that long, but I'm like, yeah, give me a day or two in the gym with this guy. I'll tell you if you like that or not. I'll tell you, because it's like the top guys, they set themselves apart in the gym. Like, let alone the ring, but in the gym, they set themselves apart. So, definitely excited. I mean, I've been watching. Shit, I felt like I've been watching you since you turned pro almost. So
Sure.
definitely,
You was Danny was one of the first people to interview me, bro. I think it was after the Joaquino fight. In Vegas.
that week,
yeah.
that fight week for sure.
Yeah.
That's when I got put on, and I feel like,
Sure.
I just remember, I'm like, damn, this guy, he ain't got nothing but a handful of fights. He fighting a 50-fight vet. And I remember, like, I vividly remember, I'm like, dude blew weight. Like, it was on some atrocious shit.
Right.
And I'm like, don't
He
take the
didn't make
fight.
weight.
Don't take the fight. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, I ain't trying to put people, but it's like, damn, they took, I'm like, yo, he missed weight disgustingly. And it's like, they telling me they gonna take the dude purse, and it's like, y'all ain't making but a few thousand anyway. Like, come on.
Sure.
And obviously he popped top, but I remember that fight, and bro, the dog you had in you, I'm like, yeah,
Appreciate it, bro.
he one of those guys. So I've been excited, and obviously, the path that your father has chose is a path that, take a lot of balls, quite frankly, and you guys have been making it work. So always, anytime I can try to, get, I went out to the gym, and you guys always open arms. So it's the same with us, and
Definitely.
excited to see the fight Saturday.
Can I say also, even with that fight, we learned from that because you said a lot of things. He was overweight. He had the experience. They brought him in 3 days before the fight. So I had told Devin, and he could attest to this when we were at DLX, if the right fight doesn't come, we're not just taking a fight. I would rather you not fight than you fight the wrong fight. We've already experienced that. So go ahead. You want to say something?
And we just pray to Yah, my Heavenly Father, before making any decision.
Right.
Whether it's a 12-0 guy with 10 knockouts or a 10-8 guy, you know what I'm saying, that been knocked out 8 times. So no matter how sweet it looked or no matter how tough the guy looked, whatever, any decisions we make in life, we just pray beforehand. We ask Yah for the wisdom. If he give it to us, we take it. If not, we pass on it. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
How important that is for you to build your sons up, obviously in that local PA area, as you have been. you've been doing it, but is that something that you look to build a continue to build a market in and continue to expand in, or is it just making the best fights possible for your sons?
Yeah, I would say to that question, neither. Where I'm looking at a national and international market, so it's not a Philadelphia market. There's and I don't mean to preach or nothing, but this is what I'm about. There's a Bible verse that said, "A prophet is not without honor except in his own country and his own family." So a lot of times when you're in an environment, they can't see you. I actually brought Dylan and Devin out here because I said I'm going to open up another market for you. We've outgrown our area. Our area is only going to accept us. They know you as little Dylan. They're never going to know you as a superstar Dylan. When we come out here, people want to take pictures. People want to touch you because they don't know you. So I'm not looking at a market in Pennsylvania. Once we got that pay-per-view, we have our network. No, we're looking at a national and international. So when you say it'll be hosted in Pennsylvania, but the market, we got people in this fight flying from all over. I thought I was gonna save money because we didn't have the two fighters, but we have so many people flying in and hotels, and so our market is not gonna be from Chester. It's gonna be some from Philly, but it's really a national market.
Like my pop said, we got a lot of celebrities coming to the fight, like a lot. I don't even want to say too many names and nothing like that, but we got a lot of people coming up. Actors, directors, rappers, Eagles player, NFL players. So we just got people from all walks of life coming, all stars. I'm excited.
Did that hurt yesterday?
I don't care. I mean, it hurt
Okay.
for my dad, my brother.
I don't talk about losing.
Okay,
Not fight week.
No. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I've been riding with them, and I'm a Bears fan.
Oh, wow, okay.
But I have felt that the Eagles have been the best team the whole year. And I told Ness, I was like, the reason I ain't bet the game, because I won on them, and I've been winning all playoff like with the Eagles. The reason I ain't bet the Super Bowl, I really felt that Andy Reid's coaching experience was gonna play a factor. So I did like some in-game parlays that pretty much everything hit.
I hit.
Yeah. I had Mahomes anytime score. I had Kelsey anytime score. I bet the national anthem would go over for 2 minutes. Yeah. I'm like, yo, we got a country singer. He gonna be in front of all the people. He gonna really get in his soul. And they said like 8 of the last 10 country singers have gone over on the national anthem. So I'm like,
so you did your research then.
yeah, I bet a little $5 on that.
Well.
But yeah, man, it was a good game. It was a good game. But obviously, being from that area, some people he don't watch no sports other than boxing. So that's why I was asking. I didn't know if you guys was Eagles fans. I seen they was flipping cars before the game started, so I could imagine after the game.
We got a bad rap.
The crazy thing is, I was telling my pop and my brother, I was getting ready to bet on the game. I was getting ready to bet, but I said, I'm not betting. I'm not betting. And I don't even watch sports.
It was a good game. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed seeing Rihanna.
Yeah.
So y'all kind of doing it on a smaller scale, right? Y'all kind of, bringing the stars out on the small,
And we talking about gambling. That's what I realized. I'm out here in Las Vegas. I don't gamble. But my brother Jab does. He hang with Chris Gotti. We go gambling. I see they know what they're doing. And what I realized is y'all has me gamble on myself. Every time I get money, I go down to the crap table. I could go get some billboards. I could run this network. I run this show. So I'm a gambling junkie. I'm just gambling on myself and my boys. And now on Nonito.
It's definitely a gamble because at the end of the day, you could do everything right. You still relying on your children to take that wisdom and everything you've taught them and continue to teach them. So, we applaud you. We applaud you, Pops, because, this morning we talk about ways to grow the sport. And I was like, yo, they laughed at me because when I suggested Tank Ryan belong at Raider Stadium, I'm like, ain't no fight bigger. That's the one.
Right.
They clowning me.
Mm-hmm.
Now they said that's a possible site.
Talk about it.
I said, yo, $5 million for 30 seconds for Tank Ryan? I'd spend that.
Mm-hmm.
They was both at the game. Yeah, we ain't getting no announcement, no commercial. Now we seeing Tank actually in a wheelchair at the game. But yeah, apparently a little ankle injury or some shit. I don't know. But he had, but it's like, yo, why we putting ceilings on ourselves? Yo, we could be as big as we want to be.
I like how you think.
So I love what you're doing, and I hope you continue to do what you're doing because You know, obviously you believe in your product. You get what I'm saying? In the words of the great Fernando Vargas, they came out the royal nutsack. You know what I'm saying? So you believe in your children and your last name, and I think that's important. And you know, continue to do that. Continue to do that for sure.
I had that conversation with Dylan because when we first came down with Nonito, the style, he was changing. He was getting confused, and he was frustrated his first couple days of sparring. And I reminded him of that. I didn't bring you down here because I'm a father that wants to puff up my sons and get them to 15-0 and say they won something. I believe in you. I believe in your talent. I believe in who you are. So for you to say that, you're 100% correct. I do believe in him. I believe in my son. He doesn't have the same, and that's what I love about Nonito. In 3 weeks, he told my son something that I told him at the beginning of camp. You don't have what Dylan has. This is how we going to have you fight. And I had that conversation, and then Nonito worked with him for 2 weeks and said, okay, you don't have this. This is the way. And me and my son just looked back and said, these are conversations we have. So
I wish I was like that, 'cause Dev style is easier.
it
Dev
is,
style
but
is
you can
easier
do
to
more.
master.
You can do more, though.
Yeah.
But
I was
Dev
feeling,
he's going to master the basics. And
I was feeling like that in camp. Like, man, that's how I used to feel with your boy, though, when we was in camp together. Like, he got the easy style. Y'all break his style down.
to my
to
mark.
Yeah, to
Okay.
the basics.
Mhm.
Me, I got all of the, and praise y'all, I had the ability, but it's like, dang, I got the hard job. You know what I'm saying?
But what you have though is a fun fight, right? Like you can make fight fun. You know, the way you work is fun. I mean, for him it'll be fun because they'll knock guys out that way. You'll knock guys out in a nice way, like with skills. You know, like Roy, when Roy used to knock guys out, right? He'll knock guys out like, I don't know, like I guess like Mike or like
James
like-
Stoney.
like,
Right.
yeah, you can
He
just
loves
make
James
it right
Stoney.
there, right? You catch him, you get him.
Right.
You know, you have the variety of things where it's fun, and you got to make it fun.
Right. Nah,
I,
that's true.
I think that's real important with anything you do is having fun with it.
Right.
Because I feel like as long as you having fun, it ain't gonna feel like that work. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
So
for sure.
Well,
Where you at,
one
Ness?
thing though is with them, with both of them, was that
No, I was saying Ness. He's quiet. I'm used to
Now
that.
every
that
time I
talkative Ness.
every time I try to jump in, Danny was doing too wonderful of a job. Like
Okay.
I had all these venue questions and he covered that.
Oh, okay.
So he's just been on it. As you
Okay,
can see,
okay.
he took full lead.
I
man.
think Ness is ready in his mind is ready to fight already too.
Yeah.
You know, but what he was saying earlier about the two style. When I see a fighter, I see what you're good at, right? And I see what we can enhance, you know. And so they try to fight in a similar way before, and then I was like, why don't you do it this way? Because I see that this one works better for you, and you'll maximize your body's capacity as compared to Dylan. You know, you have all this ways of you have this movement, you have this skills to make fights different, but he can't do that. And what he can't do either, or vice versa. You know, I mean, they could do both ways, but it won't be at the maximum of their capacity, of their body's ability. You know, both of them have similar style in that way, but opposite of each other in terms of like power or speed and power and all of that stuff. But both of them can fight similar in that way, but one has a difference in terms of their physical ability. I have to change them up a little bit to maximize that ability that they have.
I'm faster than Dell, though, right?
What's that?
who
I said I'm
fast?
faster than Dell, right?
I think you got a strong power when it comes down to it. You know, to focus on speed. Now remember this: speed is nothing when it comes down to the right timing. Well, that's something that you have an amazing timing, and that's why you just know it when to throw it. Dylan, he has to make. That's why he said his is harder than yours, is because he has to make it that he has to create the opportunity to get that timing. You know, with you have the body to just have that right timing. You just have that right clock in your mind. When you see it coming at you, you just know when to throw it. You know, and with Dylan, he just has to create it. You know what I'm saying? So I like working with both of them because it gives me ways to just kind of have a diverse training, you know, because I have to be this way mentally with him, I have to be another with him.
Now, last one for me, because Dylan talked about obviously how he liked camp and enjoyed camp out here, and Pops, you've said obviously how you've liked getting them out of Pennsylvania because they're here. Different people get to touch them, they get to expand their market, and obviously you've even touched on how important it is to it ain't just Chester, but growing outside of that market. All that being said, you said you looking into your own venue. Obviously, the one you have right now is your daughter's venue. That being everything said, are you looking into a venue possibly out here? Are you looking to expand, or would that still be in PA?
Yeah, it wouldn't be in PA. Our next stop is Miami. So I'd like it to be either Miami or Vegas. My brother's out here, Vegas. We're establishing a business here, so it'll be in Miami or Vegas, but most likely Miami.
Okay. Well, I'm curious. Vegas makes sense. Miami makes sense on a lot, but from your point of view, I'm just curious, why Miami?
My daughter moved out there, so my grandkids are there. We all like it. We're moving out there in the next couple of months, so yeah, that's the spot. But I would still get a place in Vegas, but Miami would be home.
Okay.
Nice.
Definitely a lot warmer than it is out here, I feel like.
Absolutely.
I love Miami.
Yeah.
Love everything about Miami.
Yo, I've only been twice, and I can't really speak. I feel like I have two tainted Miami experiences. Like, first one, we there like 4 days. First 3 days, it's raining, like nonstop the whole time. Then on our last day, it's nice and sunny. We thinking we going to the beach. Literally on our way there, get into a car accident. Then
Oh man.
Yeah.
Then the second time I went was for a Canelo fight, bro. We in a bubble. So I'm in Miami in the hotel. I can't even leave.
Right.
I can't. Only time I'm getting fresh air is going to like the pool that I can't even use. So it was like,
Right.
I'm like, yo, I gotta go. I got a third time the charm. I gotta.
We're going to have you out.
Yeah.
Now you got a reason.
Yeah, now I got a reason. Go for it.
And you know when you come through, we always give you love, right
Oh
or wrong?
no, man! Last time I was in Jersey, and it was crazy because it was like I was on tour, Nonito. So it was like I went from Houston to Chicago to Detroit to Philly, like 4 days, 4 cities, and I get there and Dale picked me up. I forget whose gym I was leaving, but he picks me up. We go to the gym.
Rosie's, I think.
Yeah, he was down Bosey's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bosey's, and picks me up, and actually no, Danny's. I was leaving from Danny's. I was leaving from Danny's, but I was at Bosey's earlier that day, and they had the food ready for me. We had a whole pizzas and the wings, and we ate good, and no, they definitely took care of me. So I know Miami would be no exception, and it's Miami, it's Miami,
No, for sure.
For
Sure.
And Nestor, you can come too. Because we ignoring Nestor on this. I don't appreciate that.
I would definitely come, especially if it's in Miami.
Yeah,
if
he
it's
gotta-
anywhere you could get me to fly is Florida.
He got a house in Florida. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm actually going back this month. So yeah.
That's what's up.
He was like, yeah, champ, I'm gonna go to the house for a few days. I'll be gone for a month. I'm like, a month? He's like, yeah, a couple days. I just need to take care of some things. I'm like,
it's nice out there.
I'm like, you don't need no company? Like, you got that pool, champ? Like,
Oh, Nestor.
Sarasota side.
What part of Florida?
Sarasota.
Oh, okay, Sarasota. Gotcha.
You got you the nice side, huh?
Yeah, I love I love that Tampa side, man. It's nice and cool.
Yeah.
About an hour away from
Miami.
Keith Thurman. No, about 2 hours and a half away from Miami.
Okay, but keep
In the vet.
In the vet. Yeah, in the vet.
Okay.
They got everybody there. I think Tampa's where
Danny's down in Miami too.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
But they have what's his name? Tarver in Tampa, right?
Yeah. Tarver's in Tampa.
I
Yeah.
want to go to Tampa.
Winkle Wright is there somewhere too.
Yeah, he's St. Petersburg.
St. Pete.
Yeah.
Nate
Thurman,
Campbell's
too.
in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
How far is that from Tampa?
Jacksonville's
up north.
way up.
Oh,
That's
okay.
way up.
That's cold place.
Yeah, it still get cold. I don't know. Nonito knows.
Yeah.
He
No
knows
cold.
it still get cold up there. I'm no good. Even Pensacola, I don't know what Roy doing up there.
Nah, yeah, Pensacola, they
thank
get snow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Pensacola gets
Yeah.
like not no
Bruh,
blizzard, but
I had no clue it get this cold in Vegas. Let me tell you, you wearing the right stuff. I'm telling you, man, it's cold out here.
I didn't know that neither.
Yeah,
no,
man.
it gets cold. I will say I've been here coming up on 8 years. I feel like this last year has been the coldest and wettest year. Like we got snow.
That's another thing. That
from the
much
rack.
rain, man. Like I came out here and everything I thought I knew about Las Vegas was a lie. Let me tell you.
It rain a lot over here.
I think
Yeah.
the last year it's definitely rained a lot. Like I'll say,
And then it's
I've
dirty,
seen
dirty rain.
I've
Like
seen
black
snow-
rain. It's like
Because
it
of the
don't make
desert.
no
It's
sense.
because of the desert. Like I've seen
Never knew
snow,
that.
like Mount Charleston, wherever. Bro, I'm in Henderson, and the other day I came home and there's fucking
There's
snow,
snow on the
mountains
mountains
in
in the
here.
back.
I'm like, what
Yeah,
the?
right,
and
right.
I live like right on the mountain. I'm like,
Right,
what
it's
the
freezing. It's freezing out here. You put water in the dog bowl, you wake up, it's frozen, man.
Wow.
If I ain't have my pool vacuum going, that shit probably freeze, man. It's freezing out here. I don't get it. But
The world is
But we
changing,
love it.
man.
Good
The
for the
world
fighters.
is changing.
it's good for the fighters. It's good for the fighters.
Definitely.
Yo, you did any ice baths out here?
No, I ain't.
Nah.
We gonna do the
Maybe I should put them in an ice bath, but they won't like me very much.
No, we do the ice. He wanted to do the cryo, but
Like the
we do the ice.
The cry is easy. It's like only 3 minutes
Yeah.
or
Right,
so.
right.
You know, you're just in there. You know, it's easy. But I have them in the infrared sauna all the time now too. So you know, they love that.
Yeah.
They love that.
Heck
Go there
yeah.
twice a day.
Yeah,
He
I like
said
it, man.
twice a day.
For sure, especially like for the weight cut and stuff, and it's good for the mental. You know what I mean? Because you pushing yourself. This whole camp was mental though, at least for me. Like,
Yeah.
In what
I-
ways?
I just took my body past anywhere it's ever been before. Like
You
you
reached
can
new
agree with
heights.
that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we reached new heights,
Absolutely.
bro.
Do you
Reached new
think?
heights.
Do you think that's because Nonito was around and you felt
Yeah.
the need to
Hell
push
yeah.
yourself?
Heck yeah.
No, we didn't feel the need. He made him push.
He
himself.
made me.
Yeah,
Like-
there's times when they get tired and they're like, you know, I know I've been there before and I'm tired, but my dad's doing the mitts and I'll try to talk to him or I'll try to do this and he started up, nope, you
Yeah.
ain't do that with
Like-
me.
like-
I've been there before. So
Right.
I'll try to what old I know how to just buy time, like 3 seconds. Like if I'm dead tired, I'll stop and be like, wait, what you mean by that? And he'll explain it to me.
Yeah,
But I'll
yeah,
buy myself
yeah,
3
yeah.
seconds. With coach, I try to do it, he'll just slap me around like, no, keep going, F that, man. Dang, I can't get no breaks with him. But that's what I need. And yeah, it was definitely tough mentally. Like that's why I'm so prepared for the fight.
But that's why we needed somebody from the outside, because with me having so many hats,
Yeah.
if I pushed him the way Nonito pushed him, first of all, DHS will be at my house because I'm his father. I'm Joe Jackson. I'm going too hard. You can't say that about the coach.
No.
It's no personal relationship.
You
So I
funny
saw
as
him go. I saw him. I saw where I would stop and he would kind of give the signals of I'm breaking, and Nonito ignored that. And I said, I told you. I said he
Who would
pushed
get
him
the
back.
signals of break?
You. You'll
Yeah, I ain't
just
break, though.
not break, but you'll say I'm done. And Nonito was saying you can't say that
Oh, right.
because you're
Yeah.
not done. You're not done till I say I'm done. So he was able to push you further because of the non-relationship,
Yeah.
of course, regular relationship, but blood relationship that I couldn't do. You would have rebelled.
You say you agree with that?
Come on, boy.
You
You
feel-
would have said it was too
You
hard.
feel like it was the same thing with you?
Your work is too
I
hard.
always push you, but I stopped because you give me the
I
signal.
can say that because
Yeah, but
I-
he didn't
I
stop.
mean, yeah, you just said like your dad will probably
Y'all
go for
saying
the
the
little,
same thing.
for the
Right.
little 3 second, you know, versus
Yeah.
Nonito
See,
going.
I
don't
give you
do it.
that.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I do know is that when somebody else is breaking, that means they still got a lot left in them. People think that they're done and tired. You know, it's like a car. It says empty on the thing, but it can go a couple more miles, a few more miles.
That's true.
That's something that we have as human beings. We're gonna say it because our mind, the mental aspect of our body is gonna tell us, you know, to survive. We're survival beings. We need to survive. So when we are pushed in that limit, our body's gonna tell us, "Hey, man, I'm done. I'm tired." But doesn't mean that you're tired. That's where you control your mind, your body. This is what I keep telling them. It's like, don't let the body control your mind. Let you control the body and tell them that who's the boss. And that's why they started pushing even further, is now because they know that they got more than what they thought they could do.
Absolutely.
Nah, for real. And that's what I think. I don't want to release the place and nothing like that, but the place you put us on to, coach, that we go to a lot for it. twice
How it
a day.
works? Y'all get a commercial. I don't know, but it's pretty good. It's
Yeah,
really
it's
been
an
helpful.
infrared sauna, just to get them mentally. One thing that I do put them in, though, is I put them
or
in the
maybe
sauna
not.
is because the mindset, right?
Knew the name of it or what?
And I'm always looking to throw somebody something. Leave one for me.
That's right, man.
But the mindset that I do is, see, this is something, because they're in the sauna, right? And he's never meditated before or visualized. One thing that's important about fighters is the visualization. They don't visualize enough to understand, to be comfortable, because their mind keeps racing. And when you learn to focus on your mind on what you need to do in that while your eyes is closed, that's when you learn to focus on your game plan. And that's why I keep telling them visualization. George Foreman would tell you all the time, one thing he did was visualization. And that's something I had these guys work, is visualization and creating all this stuff and make it comfortable. Tell your body that you can do this. Tell your body that you've been doing this. So when you go in there, your body already knows and are familiar with it. I'm like, I know how to do this already.
Well, on that note, Dylan, man, let everybody know how they can watch this fight.
They can watch the fight on profitsplus.com if you can't make it. $24.99. Tune in. It's gonna be a action-packed, star-studded event, and yeah, please support us. Tune in. I'm fighting for you guys. We are fighting for you guys.
Ticket sales?
I'll let my dad tell you all that.
PBoxingPromotions.com. It's limited tickets, but you go there, try to get there as soon as you can. Up till Wednesday, 20% of the proceeds will be donated to St. Jude to bless children. Yes, so we're gonna do our part with that, do our humanitarian. But we want you to check it out. Profits Plus. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be some comedians, singers, but most importantly, you got the two Price brothers. Dylan will be fighting for the WBO Global, as well as the WBC International. So we're gonna be the unified champion of the smaller belts. We're gonna go for that undisputed. We're looking for the WBA, and the next fight we'd like to fight for the IBF as well. So we're doing our part. We want to put on good competitive bouts. So Profits Plus, PROFETS plus.com.
Sure.
And that's for the pay-per-view. And then you said pboxingpromotions.com for the ticket sales.
Yes, and you can get them on both sites. But yes.
Okay, beautiful. Dylan, social media.
You can follow me on Instagram at Dylan the Real Deal Price.
Devin.
You can follow me on Instagram at boxer_dev1120.
1120 Pops.
At D-Boys Nation.
And then
Nonito.
Nonito Donaire on Instagram and my YouTube, Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel, for all the boxing stuff and all the stuff that I do out there.
And what's up with you, champ, when you back?
Well, right now, it's funny, man, because the whole thing with Maloney fell out after the whole thing that y'all saw.
In Mexico,
the face-off and all of that stuff, and they were going to fight me and all that. And I don't know what, all I know is that they had pulled him out from that line. So they relinquished his position. So that makes me the one to fight for the title. But now we're just waiting for somebody another fighter that the WBC and Richard are okay with, or whatever the WBC says that is good.
Yeah.
So in other words, Maloney was selling wolf tickets.
He went a different
Kinda,
route.
sorta, yeah.
He chose to go the WBO route now.
Right.
So the next guy, I'm just curious, Kaikana, right? Is he with Mr. Honda? Is that one of his fighters?
Who
The number
is it?
3? Nawafon Kaikana.
He's that for the WBC?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I've never heard of him. So,
Damn.
Because
I just want to remind you, champ, before we go, I just want to remind you.
I know what he's about to say.
Yes, because this has been, let me tell you, Dylan, no fighter has promised me something the way Nonito has promised me something. And I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to hold you on this, champ. We was in Phoenix back in December. Matchroom had a show out there. And, afterwards, we're hanging out after the fight, and Nonito's like, yo, I don't even know how we got on topic, but he says, don't no promoter take care of you like Mr. Honda. Right. He say, matter of fact, I'm going to show you. My next fight with Mr. Honda, I'm bringing you guys to Japan. So I'm just waiting for Nonito to fight.
Whoa, hold on.
Whoa.
I'm just waiting for Nonito to fight a
He
Mr.
said, "I'm gonna
Honda
invite
fighter.
you to Japan."
Who was that?
Mr. Honda, Mr. Honda's a promoter, deals with a lot of the Japanese fighters, a lot of the lower weight class
Taiken
fighters.
Promotion?
Taiken, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Taiken.
He was at top rank,
Taiken,
right?
yeah.
He's looking at me now, and I'm like, I don't know if I said that, man.
I actually have videos from that night. Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
It was tequila from out in Acapulco, or it says Phoenix. It was Rambling Rough that was saying all that stuff.
But guys, we appreciate it. Nas, we done.
Yes, man.
Ring
Catch us
walk
tomorrow
in.
morning, 6 a.m.
Oh, go ahead, Pops.
Yeah. If you're in the Vegas area, we want you to look out for the billboards. We got 11 billboards here in Vegas promoting the fight. So if you see it, definitely tag us on it. Also in Philadelphia, we have 6 billboards. So if you see those billboards, just tag us on it. Take a picture, video, tag us on it. At D-Boys Nation, at Dylan the Real Deal, at Boxer Dev 1120.
That's dope. Yo, and actually I'll tell you off air, but bring Walk Danny and SGTO, the Boxing Voice. Catch us tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern.
Peace.
We out.
Thank you.
What up, YouTube family? Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.